Om. Namaste. Hope all are fine and doing very well. Let us discuss another important aspect in our spiritual life. That which is invisible is most powerful and most sacred and most trusted also. If we do not trust, we will vanish. If we trust, we live in this world and we continue to live in all the worlds. In Mahabharata Yuddha, where all have exited, all were killed, the warfield was strewn. It is a scene which cannot be seen, which cannot be digested. What is today happening in Ukraine, you can assume it is 10 or 100 times more than that. So after the Yuddha is over, Sri Krishna sounds to Arjuna. Arjuna, quickly get down from the chariot, quickly jump, immediately jump, cautioning him. Whereas for Arjuna, nothing is visible, but Arjuna's ego is so much because he has won the war. He expects Krishna to get down and receive him with all adorable appellations, adorable reverence. Arjuna is not getting down. Sri Krishna pushes him from the chariot, taken by a shock. What, Krishna? You are pushing me outside. Krishna immediately jumps from the chariot. The moment Krishna jumps, the chariot becomes pieces and pieces. It becomes ashes. Taken by a shock, Arjuna looks at the face of Sri Krishna, so much perplexed. Sri Krishna explains to him, just see on the chariot, there is a flag post. In the flag post, Anjanaputra, Anjaneya was there. So long Anjaneya was present in the flag post, the chariot was so strong. During the entire 18 days of the war, hundreds and thousands of arrows were aimed at you. All were held with the mighty Anjanaputra, Anjaneya. The moment war is over, the moment the job is completed, I could see Anjanaputra, Anjaneya leaving the flag post. That is the reason I pushed you from the chariot. That which is not visible is always powerful, always sacred. If trust is not reposed on that, then we are in danger. If otherwise, trust is reposed on that invisible, then we live eternally here or there. We will connect this one to the Sushumna Nadi. On Sushumna Nadi, we have spoken a lot. In fact, there is no end. We can continue to discuss about Sushumna Nadi, Ida and Pingala. We can continue to discuss for so many days and so many episodes. It is a ever-ending story. That is the reason, until and unless we have a total understanding on Ida, Pingala and the Sushumna Nadi, we do not want to explore the physical meeting of our members for the purpose of awakening the Kundalini. We do not want even 0.001% error in awakening the Kundalini for the members who are in our group, either in WhatsApp group or in YouTube group. Whenever there is Kundalini Awakening program at Bengaluru, those members who are interested can come and join the day. It will be a 2-day program. We have not fixed the date, but please write down in your diary. Please accumulate some funds reserved for this purpose, because it will be a 2-day program. You will have to take care of your food, your lodging, your course expenses. There are some sacred items you will have to buy for the program. All such things will involve some amount. This apart, we are discussing something about Sushumna Nadi. We have been discussing that Sushumna Nadi begins at Mooladhara in the Khandas, and from there it goes behind us in the spinal column and reaches the Bhrumadhya or the Agya Chakra. From there it continues to Brahmarandhra, the final abode. Ida and Pingala, the Chandra Nadi on the left side and the Surya Nadi on the right side, they continue to travel up to Bhrumadhya or the Agya Chakra only. It is these three nadis very, very important in our life, very, very important in our spiritual progress, because the Ida and Pingala nadis terminate at Bhrumadhya, but the Sushumna Nadi goes up to Brahmarandhra. Brahmarandhra does not mean it is going to the crown of our skull or the head. No. If members are interpreting in that way, then it will be wrong. We will have a poor understanding in that case. The Sushumna Nadi goes up to the Brahma's abode. The pathway is invisible. The pathway is too much invisible. The Sushumna Nadi is so thin, it is beyond visibility of our naked eyes or through microscope or any other object. For example, if the nadis are to be seen by our eyes, then our body would look like a very complicated network of cables or wires. That is how it will look. It won't look as we are looking so beautiful with our dress code. It will look only the complicated network. In a very important train junction, how you will see the rails crisscrossing here and there, confused which train goes to where. In the same way, in thin layers, thinner than the human hair will be Sushumna Nadi. That Sushumna Nadi also we will understand little more seriously, little more secrets, little more sacred invisibleness. Now we have discussed that Sushumna Nadi itself is thinner than our human hair. Within that Sushumna Nadi, assuming that Sushumna Nadi is a conduit pipe, within that Sushumna Nadi there is a Vajra Nadi, which also is a conduit pipe with a hole. This Vajra Nadi is called thunderbolt. Within the Vajra Nadi, there is another subtle Nadi called Citrini Nadi or the shining Nadi. We had discussed in one of our videos that when you come from outside late in the evening, we find our house is locked and in darkness. Just we open the door and switch on a light, the total house get illuminated. Just imagine the difference between the house in darkness and house lighted. In the same way, this Cittrini Nadi gives illumination to the Vajra Nadi and the Sushumna Nadi. Again, within that Cittrini Nadi, there is one more Nadi called Brahmani or Brahmanadi. This Brahmanadi connects us directly to the Brahma, and if it connects to Brahma, then we will have to travel to Brahmaloka. Understood? It is little complex, little thrilling, little mystical. A trust is needed. Within this or through this Brahmanadi, the psychic power, the unusual, super power that cannot be explained passes. Through this Brahmanadi, only the Kundalini power rises, gets awakened, and travels upward up to the Brahmarandhra. Now it is clear, any sadhaka, any sadhaki, any seeker who is sincerely interested in the practice of Kriya Kundalini can search and find the radiance of super consciousness, or what is called as Sat Chit Ananda, Satchidananda. The Sushumna Nadi covers the psychic energy through the pathway, through the Brahma Nadi, covered by Cittrini Nadi, covered by Vajra Nadi, and finally covered by Sushumna Nadi. Now you can understand that an electrical wire made out of copper or aluminum is coated with some plastic material. Now you can assume that an electrical wire made up of aluminum, copper, of any other conducting material is coated with some insulated plastic items. Sometimes it is double coated for the safety reasons. In case where the power transmitted is more than the 230 volt or so, then multiples of such coated covers are further insulated through hard rubber or plastic material. What is the purpose? This is in order for the transmission of the energy from one place to another place without any leakage, without any disturbance, or without any accident. These are all invented in these 100 years. But millions of years ago, the divinity has created, made, custom built our human body with the Sushumna Nadi on both sides, unattached, Ida and Pingala. The Sushumna Nadi, which is invisible, takes us to Brahma and Brahmaloka, not here but there. Those who think it is here, they will come back here with another birth. Those who trust there, they will be there, looking from there. From there, they will be there eternally. From there, they will be looking here about what is happening. How our prayer reaches Vaikunta from here, the Jagannatha, the Padmanabha, the Vishnu in many rupas, how hears our prayer from here at Vaikunta. In the same way, when we reach there, from there we will be witnessing all this drama happening here. Without participating, we will be witnessing. Sushumna Nadi is a trajectory Nadi for conveying the breathing power or the breath what we are inhaling and exhaling. The trajectory means the inhalation and exhalation. When we inhale, the power goes and power comes down in particular ratio, which we will discuss in the next few videos. The moment the inhalation happens, the power enters us at the Mooladhara chakra. Then it goes, bends, takes a curve here and there along the side of Ida and Pingala, and it reaches the Bhrumadhya. From there it reaches the Brahmarandhra. The trajectory can be understood in such a way that if an arrow is shot, after the object has been fired, it takes a course, bending, curving, and reaching the destination. In the same way, the Sushumna Nadi is not straight. That is the reason we use the word trajectory. When this perfectly happens and the Kundalini gets awakened, when Kundalini gets awakened, the liberation happens. Once the liberation happens, Purusha and Prakriti become together. The male and female energy becomes together. The Shiva and Parvati becomes together. Once the liberation happens, having completed the journey, given liberation to the soul, the Kundalini comes back and settles at the Mooladhara chakra. Why in Mooladhara chakra? We have karmas to be paid. We have so many days, so many years, so many minutes to further spend. Out of 120 years given on this earth to live, we do not know how many days we are going to live, how many years we are going to live. We do not know at which point or which age we are going to get liberated, because it is in our hands to spend the money given to us. Out of 120 years life given on this earth, we do not know how many days we are going to live, how much karma we have spent, how much karma yet to be enjoyed. We do not know. At what point of life we are going to get liberated, we do not know. It all depends upon our free will and fate. If we take it as a fate, it could happen on the last day of 120th year, if at all we live. If we take it as a free will, we can do it at any time or any point of time. But the human body, what we are possessing, will continue to live. The moment liberation happens does not mean we are going to die and we are going to enter the abode of the Lord. We will continue to live and continue to enjoy the human body existence, but we'll have liberation, we'll have enlightened. We will know what is happening in and around. We know what is the limitation, we know the strength and weakness. We will be a witness to everything. We will be looking to ourselves as a most matured individual. We know that we are walking God, but we will not claim. We know that we are the lowest beggar, but we will not claim. Someone in the society may recognize as living God. Some other person in the same society will understand us as a rogue. Some other person in the same society would treat us as a beggar. Irrespective of all these things, we know who we are, where we are, what we are. Little more is there to conclude this part of the discussion. We will complete it in the next episode. Till such time, Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.